Baby, can you see me? I'm wearing a nice shirt. Baby, can you see me? Saturday night's all right for fighting. Saturday night's all right. Da 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 da. What's that wavy thing? Can you see the wavy thing? Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. 13 viewers. Let's see how many people we've got. Whether this is maybe a better time to do the Lewis Schaffer live stream. Let's put on some lights here. How about this light? How about that light? How does that look? How do I look? I look horrible. I'm going to turn on this. I'm going to turn on the back light. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. Okay, good to see you, son. Saturday night. Yeah, Saturday night. Saturday night. How was that? How was that? That looks all right. Is that all right? Is that all right? Oh, look who we here. We have Nonstick Nick and Alex and Shanks is here. It's like it's 10:30. It's 10:30 on a Saturday night. This is the lonely ladies hour. Hey there. Hey Keith. Good to see you. MC is in the house. Alan Hudson's in the house. We've got a lot of people here. This is going to be the best show we've ever done. It's going to be a different kind of show. I don't know. Maybe it needs to be a different kind of show. Who knows what we're doing? I'm not prepared. I put on a different shirt. That's the thing that I've done. I've put on a different shirt, so I look different. Let me just see what we've got here. Okay. Okay, we got 17 people watching. Very, very, very good. This is called Late Show Saturday. Maybe it just should be called Late Show. Let me put my head up. Put my head up. Head down. Head down. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Everything is all right. So we got Joe there. We've got Crumpet. Hey, Crumpet. Welcome back. Crumpet is here. Stephen Colbert is out on the Late Show. Maybe they'll have Lewis Schaffer in. Maybe they'll have Lewis Schaffer in. Maybe they've learned their lesson not to be political. Maybe I've got to learn my lesson not to be political. That's the key. That's why they got rid of that guy. They're getting rid of them, all of them, because they were political, and their war is lost, at least temporarily. That's what it's all about. That's what they've done to Stephen Colbert. Colbert, because his war is lost. Got 20 now. Thank you, Joodles. I have to speak to Kinsey about getting onto Discord. Make sure you guys are on Discord. How many of you, raise your hand if you're on? I can't see you. I can't see you, but you can say, how many of you on Discord? Are you enjoying Discord? Do I need to do something on Discord? I don't want to do anything on Discord. I want to be left alone on Discord. But Alex is on Discord. Joe's on Discord. We're all going to do something. We're going to do something. We're going to go on the bus tour, maybe. Something good is going to happen. Do you like with the shirts? Maybe the shirt's not the right shirt. I've eaten too much. I haven't eaten enough. Maybe I've eaten enough that maybe I can get away with not gaining weight by tomorrow. And then in the break between the early show and the late show, I went in the park and cleaned out the rubbish from Peckham, and there wasn't much rubbish. And there was stuff in the park. I put the stuff in the bag, and maybe I'm going to die because I touched something. There's 31 on Discord. That's fantastic. I don't even know what Discord is. I find it really hard to use, but if you guys can figure it out. I mean, the thing about our show is that nobody's in the demo here. In the demo. Have you heard about the demo? That's the people who are young who buy things. It's called the demographic, the demo. It's really hard they should just call it young people, but they call it the demo, no tie. Should I put on a tie? Okay, what do you think, MC? Should I put on a tie? Yeah, we're all lonely. I'm totally kind of sort of lonely. This is the best part of my day. As my friend Russ says, my only friend, he says, whatever makes you happy, you should do. Is this going to help my career? This little business of 10:30 at night help my career? I don't think it is. I don't think it is going to help my career. But it is different than normal. It does feel different. It's nighttime, and this is what's going to happen. This is the 40th show, because I did 39 this afternoon, and I'm going to do 40 shows here, and we're gonna figure out what we need to discuss. What political stuff? I don't want to be political, but it's all political. And what else is there except political? It isn't. Can you see my Lewis Schaffer? On Twitter. Can you see that? So that's sort of going in and out. What about the technical things? Maybe you can work on the technical side of this show. Because since they fired those guys, and they're fired for one reason. They don't have the audience. Their numbers have gone way, way, way down in terms of how many people in the demo are watching it. There might only be 100,000 or 200,000. And the number of people that they need for Stephen Colbert. I'm not saying he was bad. I mean, he was bad because he didn't like Trump. And the more you find out about Donald Trump, the more you like him. That's at least what I feel. Maybe I'm wrong. I know. Each corner you turn, you get hit by dumb arse political policies. Yeah, it's politics everywhere. And you think it's not. It's all politics. Every one of these feminist issues is politics. Every one of the trans issues is politics. Gay issues is politics. Immigration is politics. Housing crisis. Supposedly housing crisis. Who promoted the jab thing? Vatanai. Who promoted the jab thing? What's his name did promote it? Donald Trump. He did. He was a bit of an idiot back then. He was a bit of an idiot. That's one of the reasons I didn't support him, because I thought the guy was an idiot in 2020. But he basically figured it out. So is that what you're saying, Vatanai? Saying Donald Trump promoted the jab thing. And then he promoted it, and they didn't take it. Oh, Colbert did. Yeah, he was like Mr. Dancing Vax people, way after it was necessary to do. And then when Donald Trump actually got the thing done, they delayed getting the thing done because they didn't want to give Donald Trump any credit. That's like shocking, really. Did anyone see the large gathering on Dover Beach today doing a peaceful protest for a long-running situation? I didn't see that, but that's good news. That's kind of good news. Colbert Judels is an American comedian who was on some comedy. I think it was on a comedy channel or something. I never saw him. I was living here at the time. I saw loads of people turn out. Yeah, people are turning out. They're turning out. Something's going to happen. I hope something's. I'm not promoting something is going to happen, but people are turning out. People. I think there's a mood change in the country. Is there not a mood change? I feel there's a mood change. Anyway, so I went out to the park, and the park looked nice. It looked nice. But I tell you, I find a lot of poo in the park, which I pick up myself because I'm a great guy. That's one thing you know about Lewis Schaffer, that I'm a great guy. There are protests in Epping. Okay. Keith Bexley said, you saw the demonstration there. It was quite small, but they should make it a regular thing. Yeah, let's make it a regular thing. This is kind of a protest thing. Is this a protest thing? I don't know if it is. I hope it's not a protest thing, but I hope we're getting something out of it. You know, the point is, what is the point? What is the point we're making? We're making is that, please, God, tell us you don't pick the poo with your bare hands, Lewis. No, I do not pick it with my bare hands. I use plastic. I pick it up with plastic. I mean, who else is going to pick it up? Host of The Late Show, did the U.S. version of Whose Line, also Daily Show with Jon Stewart, then his own show. Late Show canceled because Trump thinks Colbert is a big, bad doodlehead. Paul, that's not why it was canceled. It was yeah, he thinks it is, but I think everybody else is thinking it is. And I think CBS better realize that they're on the public broadcasting thing, and if they're going to be public, they're going to have to work for the public. Am I right? Maybe I'm not right. Maybe it is because Trump. I think Trump is fed up. Did you hear about the thing today is that Obama and Hillary, they all promoted the Russia stuff. I mean, I missed a lot of this because I was not living in the country at the time, and I didn't care that much at the time. Okay. Simon Arnold, Colbert is on CBS. Yeah. So, I missed that. Let's see, what did you miss? Being a soap queen was doing major catch-up and avoided news to give myself a break. You watch soap. What are the soaps that are on? Is that on the afternoon? I don't know. Do they still have soaps? They still have soaps. I grew up with soaps. My mother used to watch the soaps at home. Horrible. A real horrible waste of time when she could have been spent loving her own child and avoiding my resentment. But have you heard about what's going on in the with Russia? It just found that Obama and Hillary were told that there was no Russian control over the U.S. election thing, but Obama didn't care. He kept on promoting it. CBS is not public, but owned by Viacom. That might be true, but it's on the public broadcasting. It's on a major channel, like BBC is on BBC 1 or 2. It's on a major channel across America. And it has to have licensed permission from the United States government. We call it the FCC. Sorry, Kinsey was here. I wanted to ask you, Kinsey, what do I need to do with the Discord? Do you know how to make that work so I can get onto the Discord? So is GB News. Yeah, well, GB News is also licensed. Yes, GB News is licensed by the government. The government. So yes, it is. And it's on Freeview, which is also licensed by the government, I think. Was doing some escapism, Joe says, as I watch far too much news. Laugh out loud. Yeah, maybe it's best. Don't worry, Lewis. It's not easy to do. I don't think anything's easy to do with Discord. I think that's why they call it Discord. You're watching thing. And I had a very Did you see me earlier? I was getting so flustered and so angry. I don't want you to see me be angry. I want you to see me be a great guy, good guy. But I got anger. I got anger issues. I got anger. Is my face lit up enough? Maybe let me try the light over here. Just don't go anywhere, everybody. Don't go anywhere, everybody. How is this? Let's see what this is. How is that? Is that better? See, I'm dark right there. Maybe I can put this thing here. Maybe I should put this thing here. How is that? Is that better? Is it better? Because you see the shadow? No, it wasn't because of that. It was because the guy is a dyed-in-the-wool leftist, and this is where he's maybe not creative. That's why Colbert was he just thought he was right and that Trump was wrong. These people, there's a war going on. A war will happen. Your face is always lit up. Thank you, Joe. That's really nice. But can you see the shadow here? Why is there shadow here? Let me see. Maybe put this over here. Like that. Is that better? I think it's a bit better. What about the face? I think maybe I need a new camera or something. I'm using a Logitech. Maybe a new camera? A new camera? How about that? A new camera? A new camera. Okay, we got 28 people watching. Let's see how many we have people watching. We're just checking right now. 28 people watching with 919. I think the camera's fine, says Kinsey. Yeah. It's all right. Everything is all right. Yeah, so there you go. Hold on one second. Hold on. A new camera won't change what you look like. I think it will. I mean, really, because I look at myself in the mirror this way, I look all right. You have to remember that I'm 68 years old. That is the thing we have to remember. Thank you, Kinsey. I look fine. I'm not sure it's anger issues, Lewis. I think it's just the manner in which you express yourself. I suspect you're actually much calmer in the inside than you seem when you're losing your head. Maybe. I don't know. Are you that way too? I don't know. Your show is good, says Adam Hudson, as it's real with normal human reactions. So don't worry about the anger. Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to. Like I yelled at my son. Were you there when I yelled at my son? And I felt so bad. I was like, really, I was just really angry at him. You have the face of an angel, Lewis. Thank you, Nonstick Nick. Thank you, Nonstick Nick. It's nice. It's nice to hear that. But the most important thing, is what is the most important thing in this show is number one is for me to say what I want to say. For me to do as little work as possible saying what I want to say. And for three, for you people to watch it, basically. That's what I want. Our voice of your face of an angle, Nonstick Nick. I thought angel. That's funny. Angle. Did you mean angel? Or was that what you actually said, Nick? Joodles asked. What does that mean? A face of an angle. What's happened is because ever since I lost weight, look at this thing here. See, can you see that? Can you see that there? Can you see this thing here? I mean, everybody wakes up. We wake up. We're old. No, Nick says it's not. He said angle, but he spelled angle wrong. No, he said angle, but he wanted to mean angel. The up angle lighting reminds me a little of that evil Kirk episode of Star Trek. I don't remember that, Paul. I don't remember. You see cheeks. I mean, I don't know. You want to look a certain way. That's the problem. When you're young, you want to look a certain way. So that's that. So do I need a new camera? You say no. Do I need more lighting? I mean, the lighting I'm using over there is something I found in a charity shop. It's kind of like, I think it was like what do they call that? A winter light, rosy cheeks, a winter lighting thing. What is it called for winting? A sad light. Sorry, a sad light. And so it puts a lot of light up there, but the director doesn't like it when I have it on. Yeah. And also, I think as I'm losing weight, there's an old saying: you can either have a face or a body. And when you lose weight, you can have a nice body, but your face goes. Am I right? So I'm fire the director. He's been a bit grumpy now, but he's in a bad way. Just graduated from uni, and this year has been like he thought he was going to get a job instantly, and it didn't quite happen. And I thought he didn't. Sad lights from a charity shop. Yeah, I paid £5 for it. Yeah, you want to see what they look like? Can you see what they look like? Can you see that light? There you go. Can you see the light? Hey, Kerry, thanks for joining in. Congratulations to the producer. What did he do? What did the producer do? Did I say something? I don't know whether he's the producer or the director. Mostly he doesn't do much. But sometimes he says, I'd like to help you with this. And that's nice. That's nice. And he hasn't caused me very much trouble in my entire life. So, you can't be mad at a kid. We didn't have a teenage years because he was living with his mother. Because his mother, living with his mother. So, is Carol Ann here? Who is Carol Ann? Joe. So we've got that light. We've got this light. I don't know that you can see this light. This is just like a bulb. This is just a bulb. Can you see the bulb? We've got that bulb, and I've got a bulb behind. Let me put the bulb behind on. Hello, Susan Stevenson. Good to see you. You look absolutely fine, Lewis. Don't get paranoid. Paranoid is not the right word. It's just, it's not paranoid. It's overly concerned. I'm concerned. I don't know. I just feel like these are I just don't feel like I've got it as much as I used to. But Poltergeist. So Adam Hudson says, yeah, it's tough for the current generation, often misled about what a university will provide them when having to search for a career. Exactly right. You call it misled because you're English. I say they're liars. They're liars. And they get the government to pay for these lesbians and radical leftist men, horrible people, to just lie to them. I went to uni, but back then everybody went to uni. Now everybody plus everybody went to uni. What is this, a second stream? I wanted to go to bed. I'm sorry. That's why we started 15 minutes ago. I'm very, very sorry, Ian Bunker. I'm sorry, Ian Bunker. But yeah, basically, I'm just trying to be funny. I'm sure you knew about all that, Lewis. Haha. What is that about? This is Nonstick Nick. Nonstick Nick. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but that's something. Anyway, the point is, we've been lied to about our educational system. We've been lied to about everything. You mentioned something to me, and I'll say they lied to me. They lied to you about it, and that's been the problem with the. They say, "Oh, you're gonna go to school, Lewis. So everything's gonna be all right." And it's not all right. It's not all right. I mean, it's a bit more all right than it was. It was then. I mean, when I went to school. Not everybody went to school. I graduated in 1979 from Bard College. You could take Lewis to bed with you, Ian Bunker. Yeah, put me into bed. Put the sound on, and I'll talk to you lying in bed. I do that too much myself. I spend a lot of time in bed. In bed, yeah. Listening to my, and like last night I said to myself, you know what I'll do? I'll go to sleep earlier because it's so important to go to sleep. I just saw a video about kidney disease and said one of the things you can do to help your kidney disease. This was Sven Ekberg, who I have a lot of faith in, Sven Ekberg. And he said, go to sleep. Sleep is super important. They're all important for your health. Sleep, sun, stress, meat. These are all important things. So, I mean, when I went to school, this Bard University school, it was, you're supposed to go to school. It was a guarantee then. Now it's totally not a guarantee. So, but he went to a good school. I don't know if I should say what school. Water is the kidney's best friend, says Alex. Could be. Is water? Could be. I don't know. Many, many more of us know we've been lied to heavily over the decades, says Adam Hudson. Perhaps a couple of hundred years even. But now we don't know what to believe. So even the genuine truth is hard to fully trust. Yeah, they've done a great job in lying to us. And they don't even know they're lying to us. And the people who are not even supposed to be lying to us are lying to us. Is there anything you love, Lewis? Anything that works brilliantly that you rave about? That I love? I don't know. I can't. That's why I don't like these kind of questions, because I can never think of the answer with these kind of questions. My mind is gone. My favorite musician. I don't have a favorite. I love meat. Yeah, I love my diet. I love meat and eggs and lamb and cheese. I guess that's enough. That's enough. And the amount of information that I have about that it took me years. I was listening to thousands of hours of YouTube videos every single night about eating meat, about eating food. And I learned all about food. Stig is here. Hey, Stig. There was no comedian on last night at the 11 o'clock slot. They just maybe they don't want to have a comedian. Maybe it's too much trouble. Maybe I'm too much trouble. Stig, good to see you. Welcome back, Stig. Have you subscribed? Have you liked us? Please like me. Please like me. You are in therapy. This is, I guess. Is this a bit like therapy? Kind of. Is this show therapy? It's like Russ says, my friend Russ, he says, if you're loving it, just keep on doing it. And that's what I'm going to do. And eventually something absolutely amazing is going to come out of this. I hope. Don't you think something good's going to come out of it? I think something good. Hey, Pete's Transports is here. And Lewis this is your late spot. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is my late spot, And how many people do we have watching? We got about 40. We got about the same as we had before. Is this I don't know if this is better or worse. If this is better or worse, this spot. Hold on one second. Let's just find out how many people are watching this thing. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that plus this. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. 30 people are watching. Does it say 30? 30 people are watching. Does it say 30? 34 people watching. That's really good. That's really good for a debut. That's really, really good. That's totally good. Okay. So I want 33. Thank you, Kinsey. Thanks you, Joodles. This show is good because it proves to others have the same problems as me. Yeah, we all do. I think we all have the same problems. A lot of the people, a lot of presenters on the different channels, they're all faking that they're all totally in control. And like there's a total panic going on. I fear GB News is slowly reducing the number of presenters or guests since stopping the good shows they did do. I think they are sneaky. I don't know if they're sneaky. I don't think it's sneaky. I don't know. Maybe I don't think they're not that sneaky. They tried not to. This is the most important point. They tried not to be sneaky. My impression is this. I have to be nice to them because I want them to bring me back. And I do like the people who work there. And I like the org. You know what I mean? I like it. But, it's like I would send them an email. They never got back to me. And that's a bit sneaky. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, Kinsey. I forgot you were here. What did you ask? Oh, yeah. You thought you like posting the thing. Zach T is in the house. Hey, Zach. How are you doing? Welcome back. GB News just don't want beef with Ofcom. Well, of course you don't, because it's the state. It's the state. Exactly. It's not just don't want beef. It's like when I was at GB, when I was at Resonance FM, and I was making a joke about smoking pot or something, and somebody complained to me saying I was pushing drugs, and the head of the company called me and said, Lewis, every time there's even one Ofcom complaint, it takes 2 weeks of my time. 2 weeks of my time for one stupid Ofcom complaint. He's got to listen to it. He's got to say what he's doing to stop it. Is Leo on now? Oh, I don't want to be on this. I'm on the same time as Leo. God, why can't people just get over themselves? It's not about that. It's about maintaining the police state, Joe. It's not about just getting over themselves. We live in a police state, that they have to believe that they're being open and balanced or whatever they call it. So they have to listen to all the programs. So if somebody complains, they have to show that they've been doing their job. Am I right about that? Yes, it is. I haven't heard anything back from Resonance. I meant to send them a message. I'll have to send. That's the radio show that I'm on, Resonance. Okay. The complaining people. Well, they're right to complain because people are using government stuff. So if you're using government broadcast beams, then we have a right to complain. That's why we should complain about the BBC. Shouldn't we complain about that? What happened with Resonance? Someone made a complaint about me. They said that I was anti, what did they say that I was? Did they say I was anti-gay? Or did they say I was anti-disabled? You'll see occasionally some disabled person is saying, have you apologized yet? Fuck off. You can't apologize with these people. Unfortunately, you can't apologize. I mean, I didn't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but these people, they got bad feelings. After 11 p.m., Ofcom is supposed to be more relaxed. Yeah, maybe about cursing. Ofcom can be more relaxed, but not about other stuff. The police state funds itself through enforcement. Yes, it does. I guess that's where it comes from. And it is a police state. And maybe we in Britain don't want to admit that we live in a police state, but you live in a police state. I'm late to this. Is this a new show you started at night, Lewis? If so, I will tune in most nights. Well, I don't know. I don't know if I could do this for this and the other show. I don't know. We'll have to discuss it afterwards. Hello, Warren Foster. Warren Foster comes from Warsaw. Thank you. Kinsey's back. It's definitely a police state. Yeah, you could see it. You could see it. I remember, there was I remember seeing this with my own eyes up on, what's the road that goes up? Forest Hill Road, at the top of Forest Hill Road, which was going over to Forest Hill, is the police were speeding, chasing a car. Totally dangerous, horrible thing. My father was hit by a car, ended up in the hospital by the police. I was hit by a speeding police car. Okay, so it's so dangerous. Anyway, they had stopped. They had basically forced the guy off the road. The car did a flip, and there was a group of. Luckily, the guy wasn't hurt, who was driving the car that did the flip, and the police were surrounding him, saying this was nothing that happened. We had nothing to do with it. Basically, saying lie to protect the police. It was so egregious and so horrible. And so horrible. I think every time a policeman speeds in their car, they should have to file a report, or puts the alarm on. They should file a report. Ofcom dig for things to justify their existence, as well as thriving off the control. I would say that's completely true. And then they want to look at what we're doing over here. Don't they want to look at us on the internet? I think that they do. And why am I talking like this? I talk like this is the country that I live, that I'm a citizen of. And I can't talk like this. Even if I were a citizen. Poor Lucy Connolly, whatever that is. She's 2-3 years in prison. 2-3 years in prison. And she's thinking, I'm a woman. Ofcom are a joke and a disgrace to so many. This is what Carrie Mack says. Across the different media platforms, period. I loved, some of the different media platforms. I loved some of the different. Can you put some periods in there, Carrie Mack? I can't read it. Ofcom is another unelected body with the power of government. That's so true. And it's like in America, we got tons of them. And Donald Trump is saying, no, you don't. I'm going to close your down. And they say, no, you can't do that. And he's doing it. So you ask something that I like Donald Trump. Does he have problems? Yes. Has he done something with Jeffrey Epstein? Who knows? Judel says, Lucy Connolly news. She's getting out next month. Not that she should ever have been in. Yeah, they say we were going to kill you, but instead of kill you, we'll cut off your leg. Aren't we generous? Isn't that what that means? I'm going to get some more water. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves, people. Talk amongst yourselves. Oh yeah. I've got water. I put water in the water bottles. So is Carrie Mack gonna rewrite her thing so I can read it, because it needs a period. Otherwise, it's just one long. It's not even a sentence, because it's just run on. Warren, don't ask anybody. Just say what you're doing. Whatever. I just meant they seem responsible for many different people. I loved being off air. Okay, can we put a comma in there? Can we put a period in there? Can we make that 2 sentences? I just meant Ofcom seems to be responsible for many different people I loved. comma. Maybe you don't need anything like that. And this is what Adam Hudson has to say. I think now people are being more active on a local level for all this nonsense we are being subjected to. You also could rearrange the sentence. We have been doing things in my area for sure. Yeah, we need to be more organized. I've been a bit organized. It's very hard to get people organized. But even one person, they'll see your face and they'll be afraid of you. They'll say, "Holy cow, that's that Lewis guy. Lewis, you told us to talk amongst ourselves." Warren asked how everyone was, and you bid him for it. Yeah, sorry. That's so typical Lewis Schaffer. I apologize to you. And he's from my hometown. He's from my hometown. So I'm sorry, Joodles. I'm not a perfect guy. I'm really Ofcom needs to go, period. Capital, who even gave them the power to say what's wrong and what's right? Well, that's the problem with the government system in this country, in the parliamentary system. Once one team wins, they can just do whatever they want to do. I mean, maybe it can be slightly delayed by the House of Lords. Men are horrible. No, we're not horrible. We're SHIT, Joodles. You are horrible. Men are SHIT. Don't worry about me. It's okay, says Warren Foster from Warsaw, which is it's not really my hometown, but it's nice. Therefore, women are terrible. Are women terrible? Yeah, they do terrible things, but men do terrible things too. And when a man does a terrible thing, it could be like World War II. It can be really bad. Did you see the cheating couple on the Coldplay kiss cam? Yes, I did see that. What did you think about that, Alex? Yeah, I love English lessons. Yeah, because we need to make sure I can read it. Not all men are horrible. The good ones are hard to come by, or maybe the hard ones are good to come by. Yeah, that camp that Leo is on right now. Oh, we're missing Leo. Sorry. Was this bad? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have said we were doing this. I heard about the awkward "oh dear" caught on camera moment. Yeah, this is what happens when you cheat and you fool around. You break somebody's heart. I heard about the awkward. Yeah, Joe says. So many jokes have been made about it now. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, he might lose his job. I mean, that's ridiculous. The whole country's has no moral. I mean, America has more morality, whatever, at least religious morality than we do. We'll catch him at 2 p.m. We'll catch him. FF's sake, Lewis. More than one thing can happen in the world at once, and Leo will be fine. I guess so, yeah. I mean, I didn't do it deliberately to screw him up. The cold, yeah, they made it worse by ducking and reacting. Now it's gone viral. So it might not be real. Maybe it's not real. Do you think it's real? Alex said. He said they made it worse by ducking and reacting to it. Adam Hudson says, the Coldplay cam I saw online showed Keir Starmer with 3 Ukrainian male models. Okay, well, because the AI thing, it could be a lie. Or it could be they could have set the whole thing up because they wanted to, have whatever. What's that thing? An Only Fools account. Can I ask, Lewis, what do you like to ask? What do you think about what's going on with the Trump-Epstein situation at the moment? I don't know. What do you think? Because then I'll tell you what I think. Kerry Mack. Why do I have to know? Epstein who? I mean, who knows what to believe? But it's really proper creepy. Could I imagine Donald Trump doing something like that? Yes, I could. I could see myself. Lewis, come with me. I've got a tropical island. And then you get there and these girls are fawning all over you. You think no one's watching. That's Lewis Schaffer. That's what I do. That's what I do here. I just think no one's watching, but they are watching. Okay, so Kerry Mack, are you going to answer the question? What do you think? Ivo Robotnik. Hey, Ivo, how are you? Climate Change Committee, Natural England, and the migration of all unelected bodies. Yeah, well, they can be unelected, but they have to be under the control of the government. Like in America, I know there's no constitution here, but in America, everything is under the Constitution. So you can't have the FCC and and it's against the rules for the president to kick somebody out. Evening, I don't even watch GB News now. Headline is being axed. Was the final nail in the coffin? I mean, whatever. That's what Ivor Robotnik. Where are you from again? Thanks, mate. Where are you from again, Ivor Robotnik? Yes, Lewis, I agree. It's very weird and creepy, and we don't know all the facts yet. And I believe we will never know the truth. Sadly, we won't. Do we know all the truth about the Kennedy assassination? No, we don't. We don't know the truth. Has anyone seen the video of the people getting on the Epstein Island, getting to the temple and being chased by security? Well, it's their island, Darby. Okay, I played Darby. That's right. Didn't you? I think you tell me that. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, I didn't see that, but it's his island. Let him do what he wants to do on his island. If someone goes on the island, of course they're going to be chased by security. We don't. And the other thing about the guy, Jeffrey Epstein, I know people like that. Remember, he's a New York Jew. He's one of my people. And a lot of them were dumb. I know everyone thinks, all Jews are smart. We are smarter than most people. Most Jews are smarter than most people. But he could have been an idiot. He could have been just totally used by the CIA or Mossad or anybody. You know what I mean? Or he could have just discovered how to, shake people down. He's no Moriarty. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I'm not defending Donald Trump. But we need Donald Trump right now. We've got wars we're fighting. We need him as our leader. And if he's done something wrong, it would make the Democrats happy to get rid of him. That's my feeling. That's another subject I love, Lewis. The Kennedy assassination. I studied at school. And it was very, very interesting. Yeah. It was very interesting. The problem is, you want to believe that America doesn't assassinate people, but it might. It might. This is an interesting point from Joodles. Has anyone seen the Deception Detective video about how many phones were tracked to the island and out again by a phone company, not even the government? They have been tracked to their houses. So you're saying there's records of people who might be lying and saying, I wasn't on a plane, I wasn't doing this, I wasn't doing that. But their phone, the phone company, whatever it is, the Virgin Islands telephone company knows. And why would Prince Andrew pay millions to someone he's never met? So weird. Because women can cause trouble because they're horrible. They're horrible. These committees are governed by a single issue experts who are mates of the Labor Party. Yeah, that's what these things are. Okay, so it's usually the names we don't know that are the most dangerous and the corrupt ones. Well, like Moriarty and whatchamacallit, in Sherlock Holmes. Adam, yeah, that's exactly what it is. So Leanne comes in and says hello. Leanne says hello, girlies. Midterm U.S. election in the U.S. That's coming up soon. And that's one of the great things about America, that they have elections every 2 years. So it's not like Britain, which we've got to wait. We got to sit with these horrible people for 5 years. And nobody likes them. Nobody likes them. Yes, Lewis. Whether they were lying or not, it's all recorded via phone signal. Yeah, but we don't know what they're doing there. Do we know what they're doing because of the phone signal? That's a good question. So the point is, Donald Trump must feel that he's got some power to get out of any situation. But it still won't be good if he has to reveal that he was on the island and that there's some log, whatever it is. The phone company should stop the phone theft by stopping them using smartphone bits. It's disgusting that they just make money off it. Yes, it is. I've had phones stolen. It's horrible. And they could stop the people, right? Can't they stop the people from using those phones. People are still voting Labor, though, says Kerry. They are. You get stuck in a bad situation because they're nice people. Labor people are nice people. We care about people, and the Tories don't care about people, and that's what the divide is. I said it on the earlier show. It's a female women want to help people, and so they don't want to say no to somebody. They don't want to say no, no. They don't want to say you can't go in the bathroom just because you have a wee-wee. Hey, Joodles, Kerry, Joe, and Kinsey, says Leanne. So if Trump loses the midterms, is he out? No, he's got 4 years, and they have another 2-year election after that. It's just in control of. There are 2 houses of parliament. They're both basically equal, sort of equal. They're equal houses, and they have to both vote on a bill in order for a bill to pass. So he won't be out. He'll have less power because in order to do anything, you have to control both houses. The House of Representatives, which are people who are elected for 2 years, and then the Senate for people who are elected for 6 years. But the 6-year people, a third are voted on every 2 years. So 2 years, we're going to have all of the representatives voted on, and 1/3 of the senators. I can't believe I even remember all of this. So Ivor Robotnik asks, or says, Starmer could well call an election when he feels the noose closing around his neck to regain a mandate from his party to lead, rather than resign. Okay, well, that's a reason, but that doesn't mean he's going to get reelected, right? He might lead the party, but what happens if the party loses? Ivor, that's a good question, I think, on my part. What happens if the party loses? He's out. You need to get back to your hometown for a night out. Yeah, I'd like to go. Is there there's a Weatherspoons there? Is there? I don't know. My phone was stolen with pics that had not downloaded things. Not downloaded, period, Leanne. Come on, let's get some punctuation in there. Things I could never get back, period. It was devastating. How about capitals and periods? The phone was the least of what I lost. Yeah. Well, I've got everything hooked up to Google right now, and I pay extra money for that. I'm rich. Okay, is it written in stone that a voted-in party stays for 5 years, even though we hate them? Yeah, I think they changed the law. Didn't they change the law on that about the elections? Yes, they did. It's written in. Look at me drinking the water. Drinking water. Go stand in the corner, Leanne, and have a word with yourself. Yeah, you missed a full stop. Yeah, you're a bad girl, Leanne. Yeah. Ivor Robotnik. Yeah, Labor or toast. Yeah, well, you know what it's going to be. Labor's toast, and there's going to be a party even further left, and a party. We got to have a party that's in the right. Kinsey says the king can call for an election any time. Okay, is that true? Starmer will resign when he's told to. Well, that's what I believe, too. I think he's, where is it coming from? It's coming from Davos, really. So he could have his wings clipped if he lost the midterms. He won't be able, like right now, he's got enough people in the House of Representatives to win. Not to win, to win a vote. So if he says, I want to do something, it could pass. But if he loses a few of those seats, then he can't do it. Then it'll be hung up for 2 years. But I hope that's not going to happen. Am I right about this? You guys know more than I do. No, you don't know more than I do, but you might know something. I think Cameron changed the law for a fixed term for Parliament in 2010. Yeah, that's 15 years ago. That's so long ago, says Adam Hudson. Judel says, do you still wonder why you wake up to pee every 2 hours during the night, Lewis? Yes, I do wonder that. Oh, because I'm sitting here drinking water. Is that what it is? Is that like a joke? Why don't you make a reference to a joke? Is that a joke? Yeah. I drink a lot of water at night. Should poor punctuation and grammar result in capital punishment? That's a good joke. Nick. Nonstick Nick. Okay, no. Okay. So Alex asked, Trump's big, beautiful bill passed J.D. Vance vote. Yeah, so it was so close as 2 Republicans voted with Democrats. That's how close it was. It was 51. It was 50-50. And J.D. Vance, as the final tie-breaking vote, as the vice president, not as a senator, had to vote. That's really good point, Alex. I think the next year Starmer won't be prime minister. How? How does that happen? He gets replaced by somebody in the Labor Party? I don't think so, because the person in the Labor Party is going to be more leftist than him, even. Swig, what did Swig say? Yes, I do wonder that. Did I miss something? Oh, I'm looking at the top chat. I should be looking live chat. I'm sorry. I missed people's chat. What did Swig say? What did Swig say? Did I miss anybody saying something? I think I missed people saying something. I'm looking at the live chat. I want to apologize to you people. If anybody, they are all more leftist than Starmer. Yes. Did I just say that? I didn't read what you said, but that's what I said. I think I know. And you know what? I was just told, you don't know anything about what's going on. I know a little bit of something. It's scary. Rent boy gate. Who knows? Maybe as a reward they sent, the Ukrainians sent them a few rent boys. Somebody said something about a snap election, but I don't think we will be that lucky. Well, why would the Labor have a snap election if they're so far behind right now? Why? Who would win by that? We're in the Victoria in Warsaw. Very good rock band on. Everybody go to the Victoria if you're near Warsaw. How long will you be there for? A swig of water, Lewis. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Mr. Swig. Maybe I should have written chug, Kinsey. Ah, Lewis, you missed my joke then. I didn't see your joke. Well, where was your joke? Can you write it again? I'll look up here. Kerry Max says, I don't know much about politics, good, very good. But what I do know is they couldn't organize a piss-up in a brewery. Is that a joke? Could be a joke. It's all right. He also keeps telling us we don't need to drink water, Kerry. Yeah. I mean, we do need to drink water. I don't know if we did need to drink as much water. This is one bit of legal advice I'm not sure about. The water thing, a lot of water, it doesn't have enough stuff in it for us. It doesn't have the electrolytes in it. So we got to be careful about it. And if you're eating a very uncooked diet like I am, you don't have to. But today I had 2 bratwurst, and that's quite salty. That's why I'm now. And I went out and about. I went running around. Exactly, says Leanne, comma, exactly, or period. How about a period there? Should there be a period? Exactly, period. I think Labor are blind to the common people, period, right? There's a period there. Maybe they think the 16-year-olds will pull them through. I don't think there are enough 16-year-olds to do that. I think they're thinking for the future while they can do it now before it's too close to the election. The current parliament can continue until August 2029. Did I say legal advice instead of health advice? Sorry, Joodles. Yes. We need to drink water coming from me who doesn't drink any. Laugh out loud. Don't laugh out loud. You got to drink water. And they say tea and coffee could be dehydrating. Full point, Lewis, not period. Okay, I'll see if I can change to make it up to you guys. Now, Adam Hudson says they can't organize a piss-up in a brewery, but they get the taxpayer subsidies for the Commons drinking establishment. So I guess they can organize a piss-up. All those different pubs. My mom always said Starmer was a sneak. Laugh out loud. Period, comma, laugh out loud. Period, comma, laugh out loud. Yeah. How many pitchforks will initiate a jet? No, we're not going there. We can't go there. Remember, I'm a foreigner. I don't have a right to stay in this country. And I think I've taken a bit too much out of this country as it is. Tea and coffee are diuretics, apparently. So yes, they remove water from us. Yeah, and I drink coffee in the daytime. I drink 2 cups of coffee, not strong coffee, but 2 cups of coffee with about 7 grams of coffee, and I drink a cup of tea, maybe 2 cups of tea. Yeah, so Joodles, good point, Joodles. Do you think Nixon compared to today wasn't that bad? I think he's bad because he was a globalist. He was a globalist. He took us off the gold standard. He was a globalist. And he was constantly doing free stuff. Basically, I didn't like him at the time. I'm not sure I like him now. I mean, remember how old I was at the time. Remember how susceptible we were to all this horrible stuff about Richard Nixon. Okay? Let's see. Okay, so Paul is close to alcohol. I drink too much coffee with way too much sugar, but no tea. But I would say don't drink the sugar because the sugar is dehydrating. In order for you to process the sugar, you need water. I've said that before many times. I'll stick with beer then. Well, beer is also dehydrating, So, I mean, I guess it is. I agree. They are robots. Yeah. Starmer sounds, according to Mark J., like a Davos Dalek. Yeah. Well, remember, he was in that communist camp during the 1960s. How could you be in the, they were so... Okay. I had 2 double Jack Daniels tonight. It's becoming a habit. Yeah, that's 4 shots. That's a lot of alcohol. What was the gold standard? Never really understood it. It meant they couldn't just print. They couldn't print money. They had to have gold in the bank somewhere before they printed it. Tell me if I'm right about this. Joodles knows everything. Okay? That's what they need to do. They need to, and they took it off the gold standard. So once they did that, they could cause inflation, and inflation was caused very quickly on. I mean, we had really high inflation that I grew up with in 1973. That was during Nixon's time. I think I'm right about that. I think I'm right. You love it, Jack Daniels, says Joe, period. Have none in. I'm envious. Can we put some periods in there? Warren Forster. How about a capital E? Enjoy life, period. Capital, that's what I think, period. Yes, I understood the gold standard was that. So the paper was backed by precious metal. Yeah, so you couldn't just print money. Because if you printed money, you became Zimbabwe. Okay? And that's what they're trying to do with Bitcoin. Make it a what do they call that? The correction is becoming a board rate. I might have to extend the holiday, PMSL, but I would miss too much Lewis. Okay. I appreciate that, Leanne. The main parties represent the bourgeois, metropolitan elite do-gooders. Yeah, the globalists. They're globalists, not the average Joe. No, they don't care about the average Joe. If they cared about the average Joe, they wouldn't let anybody come to the country. They wouldn't have let me come to the country. Russia is Russian for water. Okay. The UK is now worse than Zimbabwe in terms of inflation. Is it worse than Zimbabwe? I think they've invited back people to live in Zimbabwe because the situation was so bad. Basically. Holy Simon. That's a hell of a statement. What did Simon? Is it worse than Zimbabwe? Not yet, but it could head in that direction. It could head. I heard horrible stories. The environment in Zimbabwe has gotten horrific. And then the money is horrific. And then, the people who live there, their entire lives and their grandparents' lives, are being threatened, whatever, So it could be bad. It could be bad. I mean, Nixon, I don't know about Nixon, but he became a globalist. That's the thing. And then he went to China and Russia Is Mugabe still alive? No, I think he died. Didn't he die? I think he died. That's a good question. Can you look it up, Joodles? Can you look? He's probably in the UK. Yeah, getting money. Yeah, possibly that's true. Or in Qatar or someplace like that. My lizard loves repeated punctuation period. He's a comma, chameleon. Very funny non-stick Nick. That's the kind of jokes that Lewis Schaffer likes. I like these jokes. He's dead, says Joodles. Okay. At least we don't have a Mugabe. But Mugabe was a great guy in the beginning. But give Starmer time. He's already... Oh, sorry. I know you didn't mean that. We don't have a Mugabe. Yeah. But give Starmer time. He's already locking up people for posts. Yes, he is. That's what Konstantin Kisin... Yeah. Let's all agree and face it. We are messed up, says Chris King. Yeah. Dad jokes for the win. Yeah, we could use some dad jokes. It's Saturday night. I think it's heading to third world. Well, when you let the third world in, what's that saying? The attack on the farmers is part of the extra control they want over us. Import all the food. If we misbehave, they can stop the food coming in from the ports. Yes, because we're living in 15-minute cities, so we don't have a car anymore. Or they can turn off our electrical cars. Yes, they're doing all of that. Yes, they are, Adam Hudson. I agree with you, Adam. I always thought we were great, but seeing what's happening around the world makes anything possible. It's a scary time. Britain could fall like any other country. We just never know. Well, I will say this. I'm not going to say we won't fall, but you can't believe, I don't know. What should I say? We won't fall. So we're all right. Our debt is greater than the GDP, says Simon article. It's terrifying, Simon. This is what Judel says, and it's only getting worse. Yeah. It's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. Well, says Vantanai's music, our town has gone to shite after terrible policies the last 30 years. I'll post a link to some short videos on Discord. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what is your town? Isn't your town down in, isn't Penge your town? Having joined the doom party against my wishes, yes, we are doomed. We don't want to believe we're doomed. We don't want to believe we're doomed. The last time I saw a mouth as big as that, it had a hook in it. What is that a reference to? Chris King. Starmer, he had a big mouth. He looks all right looking, but, there's only two reasons to become a communist or a socialist or a feminist. Yeovil, Somerset. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. Because I've been there. I've been down there. I've been there. I was in Totnes too. It was a lovely town. What do you call a fake noodle? I'm impasta. I'm impasta. I'm pasta. An impasta. It's happening in every town. That's why I'm picking up stuff. I lived in Marlock over lockdown one tonight. Is that down there? Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll pull. They're not going to pull it out. What are the two reasons for becoming a globalist? Is because you want to help other people, which means you're totally deluded. Totally deluded. My son went to school in Bristol, number one. Or number two, you want the control. You actually believe you're better than other people. Kinsey, the delivery was so much funnier than the joke. Sorry. Vantanai's music, according to Adam Hudson, says, yes, it is sad to see the deliberate destruction going on in people's communities. Should I talk like this? Is this good? Is this a good podcast saying we're all going to die? We're country's doomed. Please, someone explain to me how you could be a communist and be a millionaire, because you might be willing to give away the money, but you're not giving it away just yet because you're a millionaire. You're smarter than everybody else. You know more than they know. Towns, yeah. Chris King, I don't know. Because the left are not parties for working people. They don't care about working people. You know, I don't know. It's a good question. I also personally knew Tom Wade Allison. Who is he? I don't know who he is. Money equals globalism. Yeah, of course, because those guys can live anywhere. If you've got money, they can get food anywhere. They're not happy. They can go anywhere. They're globalists. Commies take the wealth from the wealth generators and have it all in trust. Yeah, yeah, that's what they do. The wealth generators. Yeah, Adam Hudson says that the wealth generators, and then they give it away to the people who hate the wealth generators. Okay, that's Chef Lewis, who got 24 years for drugging and the young girls. I told you about him. He painted my house. Okay, well, that's good to know. What does that mean? I don't worry about charity shops, but those barbers are a problem, Leanne. Yeah, well, the barbers have to be in business, and that's a very easy business to be in. It doesn't cost much money to be a barber. In America, you have to license. Like barbers are licensed, like they're doctors practically. Well, the rich intellectuals, according to Simon Arnold, are communists. They never live under their own ideology. Yeah, they're billionaires. Look at the possible mayor of New York, that guy. A rich guy, and he lied to get into the country. Well, the rich intellectuals are communists. Right, that's what Simon Arnold says. But that's all true. So dying is inevitable, and hopefully changing things is not an impossibility. Yes, Joe. Yes, Joe. It's not, and it could change because more and more people are realizing that we don't want to be lied to, and then we want some control over our lives, and we don't want the country to change too much. All the extra barbershops appearing, says Adam Hudson. There are not enough customers, so they are up to something else behind the shop sign. That could be. Yes, that could be. What are they doing? They're money laundering? I don't know if that's true. Are they money laundering? Who knows if that's true? Laugh out loud, Nick. No, Vunt and I will likely have heard of him. I don't know who, that guy, Wade thing. Leanne says, Kinsey, I know, but it's just the amount of them. There's nothing else in a lot of high streets. How are they affording the rent and full businesses can't? It baffles me. Yeah, let's keep an eye on that. Leanne, that's your job. Let's do some research. My mother was always extremely strict on spelling and punctuation. Not her fault, though. I think she takes after my grammar. Okay, that's funny. That's a good joke, Ivor Robotnik. Money laundering, however, that works. Charity shops get a discount on rent. Don't ask me about the barbers. Yeah, they get a discount on rent. Also, they're very, they get put in, they could be taken out, a new store can go in, especially if you're trying to drive away businesses. Yeah. Everything I wear, I buy in a charity shop. Everything I wear. CEX, does that count as a charity shop? Could someone please tell me who this fella Okay. Yeah, you have a Kurdish barber in Thurso. That's a long way from Kurdistan. That's a really long way from Kurdistan. Okay. So we're going to... So where's Alex? He gets a suit. Yeah, you get a suit. I mean, the amount of money that's like given to the politicians is so minimal in this country. In America, they're giving millions and millions of dollars. This show is great. Plenty of knowledge sharing about what's going on Yeah, maybe that's what the show is going to be. This is going to be like a political show. I didn't expect it to be that, but I think it's interesting. I mean, maybe I can't do a political show. Maybe they'll call me up and they say, we want to speak to you about this, Lewis. I'll let you know if they want to speak to me about it. Maybe they come and speak to you. I must look Kurdish. No, you haven't. What's Kurds? Kurds and Whey. Kurds and Whey. What else are we? What else should we be discussing on tonight? How has the show been going, guys? How has it been going? This is the Saturday show. Maybe they'll come and arrest us. Yeah. Maybe they'll come and arrest us. Maybe they will. Lewis, have you done any interviews on this podcast? Yes. Well, I had my friend Russ come on, and I've had my son has come on. So yeah, I've had to do a couple of interviews. I don't like doing interviews. I like talking to you people, but maybe I should do interviews. What do you say, Ivor? Should I do interviews? Thank you, Kinsey. I appreciate that. You missed this earlier, Lewis. Y2 Yankee super cute. Wee fellow called Tyler Rumpel reacts to UK stuff. He's recently done a video on how Yanks are getting kicked out of various countries. What's his name? Tyler Rumpel? Tyler Rumpel. Is it that Tyler guy who's really funny? The comedian who lives in New York, the Tyler guy with a beard. Little village near me has 4 barbers, and yes, you guessed it. One is a Turkish barber. Never seen anyone in it yet. Okay, I'll have to check that out. YouTube. YT, YouTube. Also Paul Elvis was on. My Chinese Elvis. That's 3. He seems to think because of Trump's policy on tariff, he's been propagandized. Who seems to think that? Thumbs up show. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you, Simon Arnold. I just like listening to you, Lewis. Thank you, Kerry. That's really a nice compliment. Kinsey, Leanne says to Kinsey, surely not from a private rental property, though. They're all council-held charity shops? That's a good question. I heard that too, but I don't know. Are they privately held or are they owned by the council? They could be owned by the council. I mean, the council owns everything. Mark J. says, Kinsey, then we'll only have to hide our passports and pretend to be illegal. They'll soon drop the charges and put us in a swanky hotel. Mark J. says that. You know what? I doubt it. It's like saying you're a trans woman. They'll find out you're lying, or they'll assume you're lying, and they will have no pity on you. I like how your show is evolving, Adam Hudson. Have you, period, comma, whatever it is, have you considered picking up, or full stop, a daily news story that we can discuss for the first part of the show? Not really, because the first part of the show, I never really have any problem talking, and it just seems like it's going all right. But maybe that's right. Maybe we need a daily news story. I'm always hoping that you'll come up with a daily news story. So, and then you know what I could do, Adam Hudson? I could then clip that little bit out and then put that in as a separate YouTube thing, a daily news story. Daily news story. Remember, that's also work, and I'm work avoidant. Work avoidant. Even though this is the 40th show I've done. We have 6 Turkish barbers within 30 minutes of each other. The ones in Yeovil are mainly Iranian or Iraqi Kurds, or they could be Kurds from Turkey. There's lots of Kurds in Turkey and Iran. Maybe yeah, right. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. The council office in Thurso. It's opposite the council office in Thurso. It's a shop front, says Simon Arnold. Yeah, I think you should. Your style would make for great conversational interviews. Yeah. I've done a lot of interviews because I did my radio show for hundreds and hundreds of episodes. Hello again, lovely people. There's Marianne McCracken. Welcome back. I had to start dinner, so Flaked on the show is starting. Well, you're back here. I think 20% of Turkey is Kurds. Yeah. Um, Let me see. Somebody sent me a message, and let me see what the message is. Let me see what the message is. If anyone got ideas or clips from previous Uncooked shows, tweet me. Tweet Shanks roast beef. Yeah, and they could make you did a nice thing on the other one. I mean, maybe I don't know how many minutes they should be. I'm sure bigwigs and charities probably get a decent salary. It's non-profits, but they still need a CEO, etc. Yeah, and they make money. It's like being paid a lot of money. I always thought charity was an amazing thing, but too many horror stories over the years. Yeah, they want the money. They want the money. Leanne, Kinsey says, they have to give something like 10% to said charity. The rest they keep. Okay, there might be something dubious there. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm doing anybody a favor with these charity shops, especially like the cancer charity shop. I'm not doing them a favor, or diabetes. I feel like I'm just getting cheap clothes, and maybe helping the world because I'm not buying something new. Everything is a non-story. John Loins is in the house. Yes, says John Loins. Well, welcome back, Mary and McCara. Hey there, Leanne, says Mary. Oh my God, that's disgusting, says Leanne. What is disgusting? What is... No, Chris King, no. No, it could, no, but no, it's all right, no. No. Yeah, definitely, Lewis, says Joodles. You're helping the world by wearing clothes that exist already. And they're cheap. Like cheap, $2. £2. That's like absolutely nothing. So it's absolutely nothing. Sorry, Lewis. Well, we accept your apology, and we apologize to the Kurdish community. It wasn't really that bad, I guess. Maybe not. Where's my crown gotten to? Because you haven't been in this one. I think it's done like daily. Can you wear clothes that don't already exist? That's a good point, Paul Morris. All clothes already exist, whether they've made brand new for someone to wear or whether they've been worn by somebody else. I get a good shave for my favorite one. None of the English barbers do a wet shave. Vantanized music. I shave myself. It's so cheap. I had one shave when I was about 23 years old, down in Little Italy. Nothing wrong with shopping in charity shops, but the people profiting from it, if that's true, it's bad. Yeah, but people are profiting from other shops too. Why are you painting the door? Okay. Here's a question that Nonstick asks. Why are you painting the doorway yellow, Sherlock? And Sherlock answers, lemon entry, my dear Watson, lemon entry. Okay. I had my eyes open with charities when I worked as a web developer programmer for a charity website. I was paid well, and there are plenty of holidays. I don't think much money goes into the cause. Interesting. Yeah. I saw you shaving yourself, Lewis. Yeah. I have to shave. Because I put tape on my mouth to sleep. Yeah, Lewis shave for shaving. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I do. I shave. I shave. Marianne McCara says, most of my clothes are secondhand from Poshmark or eBay. What is Poshmark? Or from charity shops like Salvation Army or Goodwill. Okay, well you're there. We have, first of all, you call them charity shops, which is nice. We're here in England. I go to every single charity shop. I used to go on holiday. I don't go to charity shops anymore. I used to buy ties from charity shop. Now I've got enough clothes as it is. But maybe I may need some. I've worked for one for 8 years, Adam, says Joodles. And I promise nobody gets rich there. My job is a private company, would begin at £20,000 higher. Okay, you can't say what charity shop you're working for, but that's quite interesting, Joodles. Nobody's getting rich there. Yeah, probably no one's getting rich. No one's getting rich because they got people working there. They hire people for nothing. For nothing. They used to apply a flame to the hair for men in barbers years ago. Used to think it was horrific. Yeah. I used to smell horrific. Or then they use razor blades. I remember razor blade haircuts. That was very cool in the 1980s. They used to apply okay, yeah. What was that joke? You put tape on your mouth. That wasn't a joke. That wasn't a joke. That's how I slept better. That's why I don't need a sleep apnea machine. That's why my mouth doesn't get dry at night. That's why I don't gasp for air and wake up. I do. I believe in that. Cover your mouth with tape. Make a video of shaving or of your morning routine. Some people get thousands of views for this sort of thing. Yeah, I could do that. I could do that. Maybe I could. Judel says over the past 3 years, they've paid us about 14% more, but we're still nowhere near private company salaries. I mean, you're helping the world. You say, oh, you're doing a good job. Micropore, 3M micropore tape. Do you understand that? In the United States, registered charities have to report what percentage is spent on salaries and administration costs and how much goes to charitable outreach. Yeah, aren't they talking about that here? Ivor makes a joke. I can't read that joke, but it's a funny joke. You can read it in line. You want to read it in line. I'm not saying it's a funny joke. We're back home from the pub now, Lewis. So don't go to the Victoria pub, people, if you are planning on it. I used to consume. I don't know. Age is a wonderful thing in some respects. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care if you don't love me. If you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. If you don't love whatever, I don't know. That's what women say. I used to consume. Right. Yeah. So who are you saying I don't believe you? That's what I use the tape for. Micropore 3M tape. Basically 1 inch wide tape. Costs about £1.60 or £2 a roll. You got to order it online. It can be. You got to order it on. No, you don't have to order it online. But lots of chemists have it there. Most earners read supporting. I don't know. What are you saying? I don't understand what you're saying. Most earners read supporting. I don't know. You can't sleep, Lewis, because you drink too much at night. Um, yeah, even then, but I also go to sleep very late. I go to sleep very late. The morning routine, yes, they cover these in magazines too. Yeah. What are you saying this is about, Mary Ann Fitzpatrick? What are you saying? Okay, we're gonna end at 12. This time we're not going over because I'm tired. Oh, supporting men cap or whatever it is. Let's see what it says. Most earners read supporting, and I know from personal experience some get very rich. Yeah, obviously not the real ones, but you can find some. Yeah. Mouth taping is good for health. Yes, it is. Google mouth taping. Google mouth taping and nitrogen. Google mouth taping and sleep. Google mouth taping and blood pressure. Google mouth taping and sleep apnea. Yes. I had a sleep apnea machine. That must have cost the NHS thousands. I gave it back to them. My morning routine is coffee and a fag. Well, that's my routine, but not the coffee. Anyway, has always been. Who told you to put tape on your mouth? And what possible benefit do you get? Okay, maybe I should find the video. Let me find the video. Hold on a second. Here we go. Mouth taping for sleep. Okay, let me The truth about mouth taping. Mouth taping. Is it safe to mouth tape? Where is the person? I mean, is it this guy? Is it this guy? A lot of people. Yeah. These are not the guys that I followed. I got in this thing. But she is always good. She is no, that's not her. That's not her. Surprising sleep hacks. Joe Rogan sleep apnea device. Yeah. Yeah. Cover your mouth. Where is where is this? Where is this mouth tape? Here. Okay, hold on one second, everybody. Hold on. 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 No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Window capture. No, I can't figure it out. This is a problem that I had. I had it earlier. I didn't know what to do. I had to turn the thing off. I stopped using it. I'm looking for a video. Let's see what the video says. Where is this? The window capture. I've got to go video capture device, window capture, open source properties. No. There's a million mouth taping things, but this guy is somebody who I have used before. This guy, I hope he's still as good. 20,000. It's done a year ago. It's done a year ago. I can't read any of this stuff. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is that you don't get to see it. But he is a somebody. I apologize. He is a somebody. Yeah, people will find it. Let me just tell you what his name is. High Intensity Health. He's got 751,000 people watching him. High Intensity Health. Okay? And I'm going to go over here. Okay? And I'm going to go down here. Okay, there's that. And I use very cheapo. It's medical tape. It's a tape that's used in hospitals. I use what is it called? Oh my god, I can't remember what it's called. But it's called micropore tape. Micropore tape from 3M. Okay, have you heard of 3M? He's one of the biggest companies in the world. Okay, Lucy comes in. Hey, Kinsey. Hey, Lucy. Okay, we've got 5 minutes left. Anybody else want to say something? Say hello to Lucy. Lucy, are you in Discord? Join Discord. How about Gorilla Tape? Could work. Could work. You don't know. I mean, I tried a number of tapes, and a lot of them did not provide the stickiness. Micropore. You need to be shaved, ladies. You need to be shaved. Awesome, Lewis. Sharing links in the chat. Yeah, can you see that? I could. Oh, sorry. Sorry. You're right. I could share the links in the chat. I could share the links here. High intensity health. Okay, he doesn't recommend hot micropore tape, but I do. And and what's his name? Mouth taping. And I will send this to you right now. Well, I know I'm going to send this to you right now. How do I do that? I guess I got to go back to this. There you go. You did it already. I did it. There you go. 3 micropore medical tape and a gimp suit. Yeah, it's not sexy. It's not sexy, but it's a lot sexier than. And I've taped myself for over 7 years, every single day for 7 years. If you don't tape, then your mouth dries out. You gasp for breath. You're not supposed to breathe anyway. You're not supposed to breathe out of your mouth. You're supposed to breathe out of your nose. So there we go. So hey, Joe is here. So we're gonna say goodbye in 2 minutes. I want to read off everybody who's here. I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody who's here, or most of the people are here. How many people are watching this video? 37. Can I 37? That's amazing. So that's really good. I really thank you all. Can everybody who hasn't subscribed? I don't know if there's anybody who's like new who hasn't subscribed. Can you subscribe? Can everybody who hasn't liked this thing, just keep on liking, like this thing. You don't need to tape your mouth shut if you mew. Mewing is a lot harder work. You should eat meat too. So thank you, Lucy. So number one, so thank you for this. Go to Discord. What do I press on Discord? Maybe I should put a link on Discord. I'm going to put a link on Discord. See if I can get in on Discord. Give me a second to find this thing. I'm just going to check on Discord. I think that's it. Edit profile online. Switch accounts. Is it this? Is it that? Is it this? Invite people. Here we go. All right, that was so much faster than normal. Thank you very much. Then we go back to here. So, Kinsey, if you want to keep on talking to each other, which is good. I'm a great guy. Am I not a great guy? I'm a great guy. I'm a great guy. But if you want to keep on talking, right? Go to Discord. Hold on a second. Go to Discord. Okay, that's the Discord. That is Discord. So you press on that and you got to fill something out. I mean, I think it should work. Here's the point about taping your mouth. You know something about Lewis Schaffer. I'm work avoidant. I could sit here for all this time. That's fine. But generally speaking, I'm work avoidant. And so for me to have done this for 7 straight years, every single night, I'll go get a tape. You just stay right there. I'll go get some tape. Here we go. Tape. Can you see the tape? Micropore tape. It's an inch thick. It's an inch thick. Okay, and you pull it apart. Pull the tape apart. It's excellent, Marianne, for snoring. You put the tape on. Ow! That's not true. You put the tape on. You can only use it. You can't put it back on. Well, you can't. You can't put it. If you're not as oily as I am, you can put it back on. But it forces you to breathe through your nose. My nose broken. My nose was broken. And the doctor says, can you breathe through your nose? I said, no. But I could. And breathe through both sides. Yeah. And it's good for snoring, because snoring is breathing through your mouth. You should not breathe through your mouth. In most primitive, I was going to say advanced, most primitive societies, they basically keep a baby's mouth shut, which is why, and then their teeth are better. English teeth are horrible because you breathe through your mouth, and in America too. So that's the essence there. That's the essence there. And you could be a bit afraid. Say, I'm gonna die. That's what I thought. I was gonna die. So have somebody watch you while you're doing this thing. I'm not recommending it. No, you don't. No, you don't need a humidifier. You should not be breathing through your mouth. You should be breathing through your mouth. Basically. Okay. I remember a teacher taping the mouth of a boy in first grade who kept running back to speak to me. Yeah, teachers were horrible back then. And I bet was that a woman or a man? Mouth tape, nose stripe, and iPads, all good for, well, I use iPads too. I got my iPads. I got iPads. I've got a mouth tape. I don't need nose strip because my nose is big enough to breathe in. You'd be surprised how little oxygen you need through your nose. Okay? But I recommend it. Recommend it. Okay. It's now 3 minutes afterwards. Sorry, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Chris King, Leanne, Kerry, Simon Arnold, Joe, thank you for joining. Thank you for this show. You made the show happen. Look how many people are here. Thank you, Chris King. Thank you, FM Ghost. Thank you, Archie Klum, Mark J, Marianne McCracken. Thank you, Chris King, Nonstick Nick, Leanne, Lucy. Mute, you don't need to mute. You know what you can do to make your teeth better is eat red meat. Just chew it. Okay? Joodles, thank you, Joodles. Paul Morris, thank you. He's there in Canada. So only can you do me a favor? Can all you people like this thing? If you haven't liked it yet, can you please like it? Joe Townsey, can you like it? Nonstick Nick, like the thing. Adam Hudson, Joe, Kinsey, everybody, please. Shanks is here. 3M and a gimp suit. Yeah, it's not sexy, but it's good for you. You got to breathe out of your nose. You should when you get a sleep apnea mask, what are they doing? They're pumping just air, not even oxygen, air into you. And your body is thinking, why am I breathing so much? Something bad must be happening to me. I must be in a state of state of panic. That's why sleep apnea masks are bad for you. They're not healthy. They're not healthy. And I had one for like 2-3 years, maybe 4. I don't even remember now because they were just horrible. Okay, I will not be taping my mouth, Kerry says. Okay, you don't have to. You can read about it in High Intensity Health mouth taping. And Google it yourself and then come back to me and if you have questions, basically. I think this has been one of the best shows we've done. The best shows we have done. Do you think it's been one of the best shows? I think you guys have been the best. Thank you, Saturday. I'll see you at 5 p.m. tomorrow, Sunday, and then we'll decide if we're going to do this again. Can I go? Can you say goodbye? Can I say goodbye? Leanne loves every show. So thank you very much. Okay? I think it's good. Looks like you get 100% likes. And we've got more subscribers. So can you subscribe? Can you go to Patreon? Can you go to Patreon and throw me a couple of bucks if you'd like it? Nighty night, sleep well. Can you go to Discord and talk amongst yourselves if you feel like it? And we'll see you at 5 o'clock. Great show. Good show. Fun time show. Fun show.